You're listening to This Magical Life, a podcast dedicated to exploring the depths of spirituality and personal growth. I'm Philip Carr-Gomm. Hello, welcome. This is Philip Carr-Gomm here. So, here we are at virtually the midpoint between the solstice and the equinox. For those of us in the northern hemisphere, this has brought us to the time of Imbolc, or Imbolc if you use the Scottish Gaelic pronunciation, Imbolc if you use the Irish. And if you're in the southern hemisphere, it brings you to the time of Lunasa or Lammas. But this evening, we're going to celebrate Imbolc. And we're about at this midpoint. We're about 6 weeks from the winter solstice, and the spring equinox will be in about 7 weeks' time. Although it can seem bitterly cold, it doesn't feel in the slightest bit that spring is anywhere near, and yet spring is in the air. But the interesting thing about these cross-quarter times or Celtic Fire Festival times is that they are liminal times, which represent the times when the seasons are melding and changing. So the winter solstice, we're in the winter. The spring equinox, we're in the spring. But at Imbolc, we're both in winter and we're sensing at the same time the beginning of spring. And now the very interesting thing is that there are endocrinal systems, metabolic systems are actually highly sensitive at these times. And there's a fantastic paper that I'll put a link in for you. We asked the herbalist Julian Barker to write about this because it's so fascinating. But what that shows, and Julian is a specialist in the hormonal system, the endocrine system, that our bodies, and it's got nothing to do with temperature, it's all about light and levels of light. Our body starts to prepare for the new season. And it's at this kind of changeover time. It's at this time that we're particularly sensitive to chills and colds, and our digestive system can go a bit tricky. This is why we can often experience spring colds or autumn colds, for example. And I find that fascinating because it shows how our physiology is responding to these special times, because they happen to be, when you calculate them, on the 5th of February, the 5th of May, the 5th of August, and the 5th of November. Close enough for us to say that these are related to the 4 Celtic festivals. So this is an extraordinary fact, I think. And this is another really interesting aspect of these festivals that we celebrate. Although we might celebrate them within a Druid context or pagan context, in reality, these are festivals that are reflected in the reality of the changing world around us and in our physiology. And we can clothe them and color them and connect with them in all these different ways. So if we're Christian, we can connect with this time as the time of Candlemas, the time of the purification of the Blessed Virgin Mary, and when candles were brought into churches for them to be blessed. If we're pagan or Druid, we can connect with the goddess Brigid at this time. Christians are able to sense that as Saint Brigid, perhaps the same person or being. For those who don't have any particular set of beliefs or faiths, the changing seasons are so real and powerful for them that this offers a way in to an understanding of being held by something greater than just one's own needs and desires. And so we come to this time of Imbolc. What I'd like to suggest is that we work with a ceremony written by the wonderful Maria Ede Weaving. And she's written a really beautiful Imbolc ceremony, which you can find on the website, druidry.org. If you look on the home page, you'll see there's a section on Imbolc, and it's there for you. And what I've done is I put together some words from the Obod ceremony with Maria's ceremony that she wrote, which is a meditation for Imbolc. And then we'll finish with a poem that she's written as well, which is very beautiful. I suggested that you might like to bring a bowl of water or a glass or a cup. It's just in the meditation, at a certain point, we'll come to a well of Brigid. And I'll suggest that with your eyes closed, you just dip the water and you brush it across your forehead. You lave your brow in the water as you connect. And it's always a beautiful feeling to do that when you're deep in a meditation. And if it's safe for you to light a candle, do light a candle, because Imbolc is deeply associated with candles. I remember the very first Imbolc ceremony I did with my chief Newen 50-something years ago. And in his house, in the basement, in the room, and he had a bowl of water with 8 candles floating in it. And I was really struck by its beauty, because this is the time of celebrating the divine feminine. There's a quality in this time, not only its associations with Mary and the Christian tradition, but going back further into its associations with Brigid, and with this time, which is both a time of birth. And so it's a time of tremendous vulnerability, but also growing strength. And I think that's the energy to hold on to at this time, or to tune into, is the vulnerability of the earth and the creatures at this time of year, when the frost can still be on the ground. And yet there's this tremendous fire inside, which we're going to connect to in our meditation, that is actually helping these plants to push through the soil and through the frost and the snow, for us to see the snowdrops and the early spring flowers. So these apparently contradictory, apparently paradoxical, but not really, qualities of vulnerability and strength. These are the qualities of Imbolc that we're going to tune into. And so now I'm going to light my candle. Please only light your candle if it's really safe to do. But do go ahead if you've got one. And now I'm going to invite you into the imaginal world. So if you'd like to close your eyes to better enter into the experience, becoming aware, first of all, of being seated in front of your computer screen or tablet or phone. But then just allowing that awareness to gently melt away as you become aware of being seated outside on a cold, crisp night in the hours just before dawn. And sense loving companions around you. And take in a deep, relaxing breath as part of this harmonious universe. And as you let go and open up to this scene, you allow yourself to become aware of the earth beneath you, the trees around you, and the sky above you. You feel the energy of the earth, the slow pulse of the earth. And you feel the life and the protection of the trees around you. And you breathe in deeply as you sense the energy of the sky flowing down into your being, meeting the energy of the earth. The star-studded sky arches its vast, twinkling darkness above you. As you sit upon the earth, the soil is hard and frozen, the grass glistening with frost. The land is silent and asleep. Your body and being are motionless, chilled and inert like the winter earth. But you sense inside yourself a coming change, and you know you must prepare for its coming. The fire of spring is lit in secret in the depths of the earth, while winter rules above. But spring is coming. Let us call to Brigid, Lady of the Forge and Well, to bless us this day. Lady, we dream of your return. Come back to us, Lady, and bring the spring. Welcome, Brigid, gentle maiden, bathed in the white milk of nurturing. The fire of spirit shines through your eyes. Bless us with the breath of life. Welcome, Brigid, Queen of the South, whose inner fire touches the sun. May the warmth of your love be felt in our hearts. Bless us with your inspiration. Welcome, Brigid, seer and guide. Lead us safely to the center of the spiral. Let the light of mother and child bless us with healing. Let the waters of your well bless us with healing. And imagine now a holy well is before you, candles burning beside it. And with your eyes still closed, stretch out your hands and dip them in the water. Then caress your brow with your moist hands. Feel the blessings from this water flowing through you. Now draw your attention inward to the very core of yourself. This place is the center of the sacred circle of your being, and it is here that you will light the sacred fire. This sacred fire is the spark of life. It is the fueling heat at the center of the planet. It is the burning sun at the heart of our galaxy. It is the fire of the smith that will magically melt and transform you. It is a candle flame of hope in the darkness. Standing at the center of your inner sacred circle, you see the tinder and dry wood of your life ready to be lit. And in its lighting, you know that the heat of this fire will bring change in the land, will bring the first tender signs of new life and renewal, of growing strength. Become aware of your solar plexus. There is a flame that always burns here. Imagine touching your solar plexus and take some of this perpetual flame upon your finger. Look at this little flame coming from your finger and walk towards a small pile of wood that has been gathered at the center of your circle. Light the wood. At first you see just a small flame as it glows in the heart of the dark, cold wood. Blow upon it the breath of your ideas, dreams, and visions. As you do this, the flames begin to grow until the fire lights up the darkness. Enjoy the warmth and the light. Fill yourself with this warmth and light. You find yourself back beneath the vast starry sky, upon the frosty, frozen earth. But now you are aware that there is a glow at the center of your being. Feel its warmth and light spread out through your chest, down your pelvis, into your legs and feet. Feel it moving up through your shoulders, down your arms and into your hands and fingers. Up through your neck and into your head until your whole body is filled with its golden heat and light. You are radiant in the darkness. Stay here in this moment for a while. Your attention moves from the inner glow to the land around where you sit. You gaze down at the once frozen soil beneath you. The frost has melted into life-giving moisture. Droplets are hanging from the blades of green, and through the earth, a carpet of snowdrops rises, drinking in the life-giving melt, strengthening themselves in the warmth of your glow. As if by magic, you watch their brave green shoots pierce through the soil. Their delicate white blossoms unfurl and hang in gentle bells of white. You have lit the fires of passion and inspiration, and the land responds with the first tender signs of a new beginning. When ready, you gaze at the horizon. You see a slim strip of the sky beginning to lighten. The dawn will be soon here. Come back to an awareness of your body, present moment, being seated here in front of your screen as you listen to this poem. And when you feel ready, you open your eyes. We thank you, Brigid, for your blessings. Winter had settled over me, the frost sealing my eyes, my mouth. My bones as ice, stilled beneath the frozen water. You came and planted your sun like a seed in me. Warm, precious, pearl of light. And my being became the song of snowmelt, a river burst of birdsong rising. At your touch, my body is a garden of snowdrops. This tender blooming, the greening of my soul. And so, thank you for being here. Thank you for being together at this time. The thing about these Celtic Fire Festivals is that they're not tied to a specific moment as the equinoxes and solstices are. They're sort of little seasons in themselves, little liminal seasons, between two seasons almost. So there's a magical quality that goes on for days. Just as when you come to Beltane, it's the liminal time between spring and summer. And there's a magical liminal quality around that time in early May too. Ditto with summer and autumn in August, and autumn and winter at Samhain at the end of October and the beginning of November. So do enjoy this beautiful liminal time and have a really wonderful week. Many, many blessings and much love. Bye. Thanks for tuning in to This Magical Life. Be sure to subscribe, share, and join me next time for more inspiration.